ISWAN is a not-for-profit international seafarer welfare organisation. We operate a 24/7 multilingual helpline, which is there to provide a mixture of practical and emotional support to seafarers. They talk to us about everything from simple inquiries right through to someone who's having suicidal thoughts, abandonment, concerns about their family, financial worries, fatigue, stress, contractual problems, a whole range of issues. And it's clear that budgeting is a big issue.
Crew live very different, difficult lives. They're away from their family. They might be on 9-month contracts. They're traveling around the world. And so how they manage their money, how they get paid, how they're able to support their families. If you've got a family back in the Philippines, back in India, back in Indonesia, wherever it might be, it's just not easy to send money cost effectively back to your family. Historically, they would have been paid some of their salary in cash, where they can lose a lot of money if they're sending cash home. So how much money is really getting home is one issue. The other is you can be on a ship that maybe calls at port once a month, or you can be on a vessel that's calling once every 3 days. And the opportunity to spend your money is really when you're in port. And so if you're in port every 3 days, how do you make sure you don't spend all your money? I think there's a very direct link between the financial well-being of the crew and that kind of wider welfare.
And a common complaint from seafarers is that they feel they're not seen and they're not heard. And for companies, they really need to make it as easy as they possibly can for their crews. They are key workers after all. And we take about 450 new contacts per month. And so that's a good proportion of seafarers that are contacting us for help. But when you consider that there's estimated 1.8 million seafarers, that's just a drop in the ocean. So clearly there are lots of seafarers who could probably make use of our services, but maybe don't know about us. And let's face it, seafarers only really want to know about you when they're in difficulty. And also the younger generation of seafarers, if it's not on their phone, then it doesn't exist. So we need to also look at ways in which we can be as digitally present as possible.
The touch point we have in terms of all of those crew, 150,000 crew getting paid each month into the digital wallet means that they're logging into the app. They're obviously quite frequently checking their balance, loading cards, etc. So we've got a very natural digital touch point with the crew. At a point when they're thinking about their money, they're thinking about their family. I think it's a very natural place for us to be able to promote the services of ISWAN and other welfare support that's available to them. And so we've recently added ISWAN into our mobile apps, and the contact details of different help that's available, because especially that younger generation who, as you say, Simon, really expect everything to be digital first, and that's how they expect to access these kind of services.
It's certainly about reach, that's important, but it's also about learning from each other. Because the experience that MarTrust will have with seafarers is going to be different to the kind of experience that we have. And I think the type of company you are, and in designing your products, we can probably help you with some of our thoughts about the kind of issues that seafarers face and their families. And likewise, I think you can also help inform us with the kind of data that you have and the kind of issues that you're hearing about, perhaps about the way that we need to modify our services.
I really think how ISWAN really focusing on mental health and the support lines for the seafarers does just have this real natural kind of overlap with the financial well-being that MarTrust is focused on. And so I think ISWAN's got a very unique support offering for the crew, which I think the ability to bring that into the experience of MarTrust and just promote it, make it available to the crew who as you say, Simon, they might very much need the support but be entirely unaware of ISWAN and what's available. From the MarTrust side, we obviously have this direct connection with the crew through the crew camp, but we also are offering the payroll services to the employers, and so we're both working with the employee and the employer. And definitely a lot of what the shipping companies are looking to get out of offering a service like MarTrust is around the crew welfare, the crew experience, because there's a shortage of seafarers, so that retention, the recruitment of seafarers. MarTrust is kind of one way in which the shipping companies support the welfare more widely of the crew as a part of their employer benefits.
We're trying to do everything that we possibly can for seafarers to make their life easier. So access to a company that has products that are directly going to affect their lives is really important, and the opportunity for us to influence perhaps how those things develop